Hello, all you beautiful, wonderful, spectacular, amazing tea people. The sale with the code will launch in about 3 minutes from right now. I've set it to launch in about 3 minutes. The code itself is one character, the number 7. The number 7, which is, of course, the amount of years that Mountain Stream Teas has been in business, thanks to the wonderful, amazing, spectacular people that are happy and that we are extraordinarily thankful, my family and I, that you have supported us for these 7 years. And you can see right here beside me, these are some tea cakes. We'll talk about what these tea cakes are, where they're from, what the history is of these tea cakes, and we'll be drinking some of these tea cakes. Right now, we're doing the anniversary sale thing. So the anniversary sale thing is, if your order ends in 7, you get free tea. So you get 50 grams of. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Perry. You're one of the big reasons why we're still around. Thanks to your support and people like you. But right now we are at, the order is 55. So 55. So how it's going to work is, right now the sale is live in like 30 seconds. The code is 7, just one character, the number 7. It's 20% off everything except for the subscription, because I basically don't make any money off the subscription anyways. So, but everything else, including the backroom teas, which the code, of course, is welcome to get into the backroom teas. And it's 20% off of everything. If your order ends in a 7, you get 50 grams of extra tea. So right now, I found about a kilogram of a little over a kilogram actually, of this year's Pear Mountain Fall. So for the first 21 7s, you get this. You'll get an extra 50 grams of the Pear Mountain Fall. And for the lucky people who get 77, the last two characters or last two numbers on your order is 77, you get one of these, a full tea cake, 250 grams from 2015, 2017, around that time period. And we'll talk about these teas, why I have them, these very strange teas that were, why do I have these tea cakes that I don't sell? I'm just hoping the Bird Planet Red is still available by the time my check arrives and posts. Well, it's, I can get more. And what I'll do is, there's not too much of it left, actually. It'll probably be, anyways, I can give you, if it's sold out by the time it comes in, I can still give you the 20% off for that, because I kind of know what's going on with you there. So here we go. Check it out. Look at that. It's even got the little things, right? So it's even got the little things going on. Everything's like, does it look like a 9-year-old tea? It kind of does look like a 9-year-old tea. So let's drink some of this. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I got 5 full cakes. I remember now. There's 5 full cakes. And these are all cakes that I've been drinking or have drunk in the last little while, the last couple years. But you can see sort of what these cakes sort of look like. And let's see if I can find one that I know I've got here. Yeah, here we go. So this one right here. Let's have some of this tea cake. So you can see here, this cake is from a very, very long time ago. And if you get 77 on your anniversary thing, then on your code, then you're getting some of it. Now, it's actually, anyways, I had these tea cakes. What's the story behind these tea cakes? Well, if you remember, Very few of you probably will, but some of you will for sure. Many, many years ago, when I first started this, I'm like, I'm going to sell tea. And so I learned about Taiwanese tea and I knew about Taiwanese tea. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to sell Chinese tea too. So I went to the tea show and I met a very nice man who was an ex-politician, red flag, and with who made a lot of money. And he decided he was going to retire. So he went to China and he went to Nanu, Nanshan. It was I forget the name of the mountain now. It's been so long. Nanoshan. It was something like that. And it wasn't one of the five famous mountains, but it was like the cousin of the five famous mountains. So he went to this place and he found some really, really old tea trees. And then he basically he rented a bunch of land and he did tea and he did all this sort of stuff. And he started selling tea in Taiwan. And I thought, whoa, this guy's nice. He's super nice. He's charismatic. And so I bought some of his tea and I said what it was. So I said it was, this is, you know, he said, oh, old growth, you know, blah, 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 500-year-old, blah, 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 when I first started out. Now, obviously, there might be some 500-year-old tea trees. He had a picture of one, but chances are this Nanoshan, there you go. And I started selling the tea. Now, I got a lot of flack because a lot of people were like, what the hell? Why are you selling 500-year-old tea tree for this price? I was like, well, I don't know. That's what the guy told me. And so I sold the 500-year-old tea tree for an extremely cheap price and got called on it. And it turns out that the tea, and I actually bought some just to try it out to taste basically the exact same tea. But what this tea was a sort of mid-level basic tea from this area. And I was selling it for the exact same price as White Tu Tea and Yunnan Sourcing and all the guys who do this special are selling for the exact same price. And so I was like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I did this. I'm sorry I said it was 500-year-old tea trees. I'm sorry about that. But nobody lost any money and nobody, well, I guess I lost some money. But the people who bought the tea for the exact same price as they would have bought the exact same tea from the big boys, from the bigger companies. And so I didn't really lose any money. Now, I guess I lost money in the sense that I bought all these teas and they've just been sitting there. And so every year I sort of take them out around this time and I'm like, what tea am I going to give out for the big sale at the end of the year? Because I like, you know, not everybody can afford to buy this tea, right? But 20% off, then more people can afford to buy the tea. And so when doing this thing, the sale, I like to, you know, give out free tea. I like to do sort of stuff like that to make it a little bit, to make it more accessible. And that's way better than the last time I tried it, which was last year or the year before. Wow. I could probably sell that for a lot of money. Wow. There is, so this is wow. So that is, where is it? It's in here somewhere. Anyways, that's this tea that one of these teas that I'm going to be giving away that's 10 years old. And this is like really, really, really good. This is really good. And it's, I guess, you know, there's the awkward stage in a lot of pours, right? So when you're drinking the teas in sort of the awkward stage, they move from having sort of the upfront flavors, the upfront type of stuff. They move to being awkward, where they lose the upfront fresh flavors, but they don't get the aged flavors. And this is now 9-10 years old. And this is really good. So there's like a perfumey floral in there. Let's see what the body feel is like. Really smooth mouthfeel. It's starting to get the aged feel to it. It's not fully aged. It's not jumping in for the big old aged feel, but they're starting to get some of the aged feel to it. It's really, really smooth, sort of melding together. There is a yellowish fruit in there mixed in with the floral. Wow. This is really good. Whoever gets 77 is going to be lucky. They're going to be lucky because this tea is pretty good. Like I said, so the way it works is if the last seven in your order number, if the last number is a 7, then you get 50 extra grams of tea, and it's going to be 50 extra grams of the 2024 Pear Mountain Fall. Well, for the first 20 people or so, and then after that, I'll pick something else. And if you get 77, so double sevens, then you will get one of these tea cakes, these 10-year-old tea cakes. And I've got. I did a quick little search. I got 5 of them. So I doubt we'll do $500 worth of sales. So they'll probably, if you didn't get it this time, you might get a chance next year. If you got 88 next year. Wow, that's really good. That is really good. Now, you can tell with I guess you can't really tell because the birds are so happy still. Bless their small little hearts. It's cold. And so let's talk about something that's not so happy in 7-year anniversary. It's cold. Now you can see behind me here, those are the mountains that are usually bathed in the beautiful sunlight of the east coast of Taiwan. The order just came in, and I'm just going to double check to make sure that so we're at yes. Okay, good. The code is working. So now we are at 56. Next person gets 50 grams of this. So the code's working. Okay. It's now started. The sale has now started. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to send out the email tomorrow. So the people who are on the Discord and the people who are, the code is 7, just one character, the number 7. The people who are on the Discord will get, well, obviously the people on live stream, the people on Discord will get sort of the first thing. Next morning, I'm going to send out the email to everybody. But I thought I'd start it out now just to get a head start on doing it. Yeah, I'm always so nervous during the sale time because, what was it? So that would be 2000. So like the second year or the third year anniversary sale was when the entire world closed down during the tyranny. And so you had the entire world closed down, and I'm like, oh, my sale is on. It's like, all the planes stopped. It was memory forming. And so I like to get a head start and pack as much tea as I can, as fast as I can, to get all the tea out to everybody in the world as fast as I can during the sale. And so, yes, the sale has started. Anyways, what was I going to say? I was talking about how cold it is because it's really, really, really cold. And it's already snowing on the high mountains. And so I'm a little bit worried about my buddies in the high mountains. Now, it's still early enough that it might be okay. Maybe. Now, what I am worried about, of course, is the frost events. Now, we haven't had a frost event since about 2002, 2003, I think. But when that happened, basically the Pear Mountain Garden, again, which you're going to get 50 grams of if you got a 7 at the end of your order number, their spring harvest was down about 75%, and it wasn't very good. Because what happens, but this frost event, I think it happened in April, like early April. And boy, that's a loud bird. It happened in early April. And the reason that it happened was because the reason that the frost event was so bad is because it happened really late in the season. And then when those tender leaves are coming up, it frosted them and just sort of squished them, right? Just squished them. And because it squished them and sort of killed them off, you had, well, it was actually pretty fascinating because I actually went up there to go see it. And the reason I went up to go see it was because I was curious. It was fascinating to go up and see what was actually happened during a frost event at 2,000 meters above sea level. It was like somebody took a flamethrower and went to half the garden. And you could actually see in the dips where it hit, and then the higher up regions, it didn't hit. But then at the higher up regions, there was the wind that came through and it did hit. And so they could still get a harvest, but the harvest that they did get was oftentimes really dark and burnt. And so it didn't taste very good. Not only did it not taste very good, but it didn't taste very good, and the yield was way down. So it didn't taste very good, and the yield was way down. So I'm actually quite worried about it, right? In the sense that I don't want, I was actually talking about this when I was starting up the live stream. So I was like, what do I do? Do I send them a message and be like, dude, how's it going? Is it everything okay? Like one, if you're a farmer in that situation, well, maybe not Fuka. But anyways, there's guys up there who would be freaking out, but not my buddy. My buddy's just like, he's one of these guys who've been doing it so long. He's just like, whatever. But the guys up there, they're freaking out, right? They're freaking out because that's a lot of money that they can lose if there is a frost event at the wrong time, right? So if there's a frost event at the wrong time, they can lose their entire crop, and then they basically have to cut back their tea, and then they pick it again. Sometimes they can pick it again in like May. So they'll pick up a little bit in June. They'll pick up a little in June, but basically they can't pick anything until the fall pick, which happens in August. And that's pretty brutal, right? If you're a farmer, that means boom, your spring pick, everything you did in the spring, just gone. You can see here, F16 coming in for its coffee break, which is around this time of the day. Again, nothing to worry about. Don't worry, nothing to worry about. Mom and dad, it's fine. Every day it happens at this time. And so with that frost event, you do get a really big and unfortunate lack of quality with the spring pick and the lack. Now, it only hits the people above maybe 1,800 meters, right, that are sort of in the north. So they're coming in again. You can see it there. There's the F-16 flying in behind me there. But when that happens, right, it's a big deal, right? It's a big deal. And so like I was saying, I don't know what to do to phone up my buddy and be like, hey, how's it going? Because I don't want to bother him. I don't want to give him crap when the frost event is happening, right? That's not a thing that is a right thing to do. And but I hope it goes okay. So, recap. The number 7, right? So the number 7. That is the code. 20% off of every single thing on the site. And absolutely normal. Everything is totally fine. And the sale is live. Now, the email is going to be going out in about, I guess in about 24 hours. The email will be going out. And so The sale is going to last until sort of Sunday Taiwan time, and yeah, 20% off of everything. And if you get a 7 at the end of your order number, you're getting 50 grams of the Fall Pear Mountain, which is not for sale right now, but you will get some. And if you get 77, if you are one of the lucky people, they get 77. I apologize for the. Do I apologize? Anyways, those are the flights coming in. If you get 77 on your order at the end of your order, you are getting one of these beautiful tea cakes from a long, long time ago. So here you can see one of these guys, and this is the tea cakes that that I bought in my naivete and that have been aging in an extraordinarily good place to age. So Hualien is an extraordinarily good place to age teas. An extraordinarily good place to age teas. And actually, the next person who places an order will get an extra 50 grams of that tea. But the 21st person to place an order, oh, somebody just placed that order. Never mind. Then the 10th person who's going to place that order gets an extra 50 grams of tea. And then the 20th person who places an order will get one of these. And so this one, 2017. This one's 2015. This one here is another 2015. And this one here is a 2016. And you will be able to get one of these teas. And like I said, they're really good. They're really good. Now, I've decided that I will be bringing in more pu'er teas into the site. And the pu'er teas that I'm going to be bringing into the site, I'm going to go for the show pu'ers. And I have gone and I've kind of found some, and I have been sort of looking for the really good sort of high quality pu'er teas, the show pu'ers that you can find in Taiwan. Really, well, you got to dig, but you can find them for a decent price. And so I'm looking for those teas, and I'm going to try and find those teas. And I am not an expert on the Sheng pu'ers, right? So this is the Sheng pu'er, the fresh pu'er, not the ripe pu'er. These teas, but they've been sitting here for like 9 years on the shelf. And like I said, I don't really use them very often. I don't really take them out. But holy crap, they are tasting good. They really, really worked. They really, really, really worked well. And I feel like I should, at some point, I should take these out, and I should, I really do. I feel like I should. So this one, when's this one? 2015. And I should be taking these out, and I should, like, maybe I should buy a bunch of show. Oh, yes, you did. So thank you very much, Joshua. You are getting an extra 50 grams of the 2024 Pear Mountain Fall in your order, and I appreciate it greatly. Like I said, it's live now. The code is being used. You can get the code and go for it. And it will be live until next Sunday. The code, of course, is simply one word, right? So the code, of course, is simply one word. The one word is, or one character, it's the number 7. So if you get that character, the number 7 character, then you're good to go. And if you get 77, then you get a full cake, which I guess is about 250 grams. I believe these all are. That works well. And yeah, I can see the orders are starting to come in. So it's going to be a busy couple days for the Mountain Stream Teas family, which is wonderful. Thanks to you, wonderful tea people. The problem with Shengs, at least for me, is that the really good ones are unapproachable when young. Lao Mani, for example, is just too bitter for someone new to the style. And the thing is, with Sheng Pu'ers, the quality levels are so vast, and just the nature of the tea, right? So you're blending. You've got the old trees and the young trees. You've got the shentais, which are the plantation teas versus the old growth teas in the forest. But you've also got teas that are growing in the forest that are not so old, and all of them mixed together, they blend them into various teas. Let's see what's another F-16, I guess. Yeah, he's coming over the top. He was coming over the ocean there. And wow, this one's interesting. This one has got a little bit more of the old notes coming through. And to learn all that stuff, there's a I forget the name, but there's a guy on Instagram. I've actually gotten in touch with him because I would love to sit at his feet and learn. But he's a guy on Instagram who drinks a lot of these old teas and really, really knows them and talks about them. And when I read it, it's sort of like, somebody who really understands, physics, talking physicsy. And I can catch 50%, 20%, you sort of get what he's talking about. But, I can tell the difference between a factory tea and a boutique tea. But when you get to mountains and you get to all these various things, it's really, really tough, especially with the Sheng Pu'ers. And so I'd love to sit at his feet and sort of learn that stuff so I could find those teas in Taiwan. But unless you put in the time and the money and you pay that tuition, you're going to have a bad time, right? It's about paying the tuition. It's about being there and saying, okay, I am going to spend money on 7 or 8 different taster sets. I'm going to try 40 to 50 different teas. I'm going to compare them. I'm going to sit down and do all that stuff. And that's really, really tough. That's really, 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 really tough to do. And so, you got to be careful with that stuff. But I'm hoping someday I can. But we'll just see how it goes. So this one, taking a bit to warm up. I didn't use that much leaf in it. But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to let this one sit for a bit. And I wish I could tell you more about the teas. I don't remember. I do not remember. So again, the story behind these, I went to the tea show. Somebody told me 500-year-old tea trees. And I'm like, oh, that's affordable. So I bought them and started selling them. And people called me out on it because I was being an idiot, right? They just absolutely called me out on it because I was being an idiot. They're not 500-year-old tea trees. There might be like one sprig of 500-year-old tea tree in there. And then they're like, oh, it's 500 years. They're not. They're a little bit above entry level, but they're not, they're middling, low middling sort of teas, or were back then. They've been aging for 10 years in my aging warehousey room. And they're really good right now. They're really, really tasty. And so because of the history behind them, because how I did it, I actually have kept them. I don't feel right in selling them. All right, so I don't feel right in selling. So if you get 77 on the back of your order number when you're ordering tea, then you get a full cake. Just like high-end wines and whiskeys, really easy to lose a lot of money quickly. Well, I'll tell you a funny story. And yeah, I think it's okay. I can tell this story. I don't like telling stories about sort of like family members or people that are still alive. But I think it'd be okay. My father got into wine when he was, and he's very, very, very happy and doing well. And he got into wine, I guess, about 20 years ago. 25 years ago. And so he had the whole wine cooler, and he bought a bunch of these sort of expensive wines during that time period. And he got the wine cooler and all these things. And that was back when I had already sort of left the house, but my younger sister was still there. So some of the wine disappeared when she was a teenager. But he invested in wine, like he invested in sort of expensive wine. And back this year, when we were back in Canada, he had actually still had some of the wine, and some of the wine that was expensive, and he was aging it. And he took it out, and he bought, I can't remember, like maybe 20 of them, but he aged them for a while, and most of them turned to vinegar. Right, just in 20 years, most of them turned to vinegar. A couple of them, the one he brought out and everybody tried it, it was okay. It was still a little bit aged, a little bit winey, or a little bit vinegary, but it was okay. It didn't. I don't think anybody got sick from drinking it, but it was insane how the people who actually do that, who get deep into that, if you're not 100% into it, you lose money. You just lose money. Like with the aged wine, I wouldn't call it sort of a scam so much as, you've got to be really, really into it. Now with tea, it's different. Unless you like get these tea cakes wet and you stick them in your bathroom, like on the top shelf of your bathroom where it just gets constant, humidity, they're going to be fine. Those teas are going to be fine. So it's not quite as bad as sort of as wine, and but there, it's not the easiest thing to get into that sort of thing, and who do you trust? That's the point. Like for me, this is actually really nice. I didn't put very much leaf in here, but this has got a beautiful sweetness to it. So sometimes when you get those bitter teas, you get the sweetness in the aftertaste, and then as you age the teas, the sweetness comes out. And this was bitter. I think I remember it was quite bitter back in the day, 10 years ago. But the sweetness has now come out. And it's really nice. Wow, I'm really impressed by these teas. Like really impressed by these teas. These are gorgeous teas. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, so orders are coming in. And I guess, what are we at? So about 5 more people. If you make an order, if you're the 5th person, you're going to get some of that tea. If you're the 15th person, you're going to get one of these. And the sale is now live. The sale is now live on the site. I'll probably put a thing at the top of the site, like a banner to tell everybody what's going on. The sale will last until Sunday. 20% off of everything. The code is simply the number 7. So you just put in the number 7, and that's the code. And yeah, what's going on? The Orange Blossom Oolong is in there. It's 20% off and super fresh and really good. Nice this year. It's really nice this year. The Pomelo Flower Oolong, I cannot believe how cold it is. I can't, like, it hasn't been this cold in many, 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 many years this time of the year. So the Pomelo Oolong might not be ready until like mid-April. I'm hoping not. It was supposed to, tomorrow, they were supposed to pick the pomelo flowers and have it started, but it's just too cold. And so my guess is they're going to be picking it later on in the spring, probably next week. I'm hoping, as long as the weather changes to warm, and then the flowers will all come out at once, which will be great for us with pollen allergies. That'll be so much fun. I can't wait for the air to be so thick that you have to literally cut it with a butter knife. But that'll be coming when all the citrus flowers pop up. And just to warn you guys out there with the just to warn you guys out there with the just to warn you guys with the the next month subscription box, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a little bit late. It might not be sent out until like the first week, maybe the 7th or the 8th of April, because I want to put fresh tea in that box. And this year, the fresh tea has been delayed. The fresh tea has been delayed. Unfortunately, very, 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 very much unfortunately, the fresh tea has been delayed. So that box is going to go out a little bit late this year. And I would probably send out an email to all the, well, I'll put it out on social media anyways, because I want to get the green teas in there. I want to get the fresh greens. I want to get in the, the really sort of beautiful, fresh stuff in that box. Pomelo flower, oolong, the green tea, the Sanshad green, the various other teas that hopefully I can go out and find and get and bring in and be able to send out the fresh teas. And so it's going to be probably about a week late to be sent out. Usually I send them out on the 1st of the month. This year it's going to be a little bit later. Right now it is literally snowing in those mountains. You can see behind me right there, like those mountains, depending on the YouTube and the Instagram, those mountains right there, it's snowing in there. And, for somebody like me who grew up in Canada, whose birthday was in late February, I'm used to this. I'm used to everybody going, oh, spring's here. Oh, false alarm, time to stay depressed. Spring's not here yet. Go and cry in a corner. I'm used to that, right? That usually happened right around my birthday. And so here I'm okay, right? But a lot of people are, they're getting a little bit tired of the winter here. Again, it's not that bad. But people here are complaining about the weather for sure. Is Orange Blossom Red a few weeks away? Yes, the Orange Blossom Red is a few weeks away. The next batch of teas that I put on the site, I'll test it out around there and I'll see if I can throw it in. Right now I have the Orange Blossom Red. So what's the story behind the Orange Blossom Red? Well, to support my friends down in Louviers, I bought a bunch of their red oolong, the winter time red oolong, which is a really nice tea. It's not as good as the spring, but it's nice. It's 20% off right now with the code 7. And I bought a bunch of it and I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy their springtime tea because their springtime tea is probably going to be better than this year's wintertime tea. So I took half of it and I put it with the orange blossoms to create something really, really, really special. I hoped. It's gambling. Hey, my life is gambling, right? Everybody's life is gambling. And what happened was when it was freshly done, when you first tasted it, the flavors hadn't melded. The flavors hadn't gotten together. And what I did was I left it out sort of in the sun for a day. And then I brewed it again. And it was amazing. It was amazing, like really, 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 really special. And so I also let it cool down. When it cooled down, it's just going to be amazing. Like it's going to be so, so good when it cools down. And so I'm not releasing it right now. I'm letting it sit. Right now it's sitting in the tea room, or one of the tea rooms anyways. It's sitting in the tea room. I have opened the top and then sort of taped it back up. And so there's air in there and they're just sitting there and the flowers and the tea are getting to know each other. They are, sitting down, having drinks, just smoking a cigar or whatever they need to do to get to know each other well. And then when they come together as a family, it'll be wonderful. Wonderful. Yes, it will absolutely be a cold brew winter. Absolutely. It will be when I was blown away. I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away. Another order came through. Thank you very much. I was absolutely blown away by how good it tasted when it cooled down and the flavors that came out. And basically what that means is when those flavors meld, you get that in the upfront, you get that in the middle, and you get that with the cold brew. But not yet. It's not ready yet. So it's just sitting there, melding, getting ready to go. And it may be more than 2 weeks. It might be like a month. There is no hurry to release that tea because it's so unique. It's such a unique tea that there's absolutely no hurry to release it. I'll release it when it's ready to go. And when it's ready to go, the people who love the floral scented teas will, really enjoy that one. Really, really enjoy that one. I think it was kind of weird. I was thinking about it the other day. We sort of become the, Mountain Stream Teas has become the, what's the right way to describe it? I don't think, and maybe right? If you do know, then let me know so I can figure it out. But I don't think there's anybody out there who's got as many naturally scented teas as we do right now, or known for naturally scented teas. And it's a weird one, right? Like when I first started, everybody, when they first get into tea, has some Pure Leaf, blah, 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 blah. And then you start trying really good scented teas, right? Naturally scented teas. Remember, there's a history behind it. In China, they've been doing it for thousands of years, and there's nothing wrong with it. But what happened was, it's easy to fake. You can get nasty chemicals in there and fake the crap out of it, which is. But when you get these naturally scented teas, they're amazing. And I've got so many customers. The only thing they get, right? The only thing they get are the scented teas, and they'll just buy all the scented teas that I have on the site, and sort of becoming more and more known for that, which kind of makes me happy, right? Because the people who like scented teas, there's nothing wrong with scented teas, right? There's, you are, as long as it's done in a way that doesn't spray all the horrible chemicals on, there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, I forgot one thing very important. So again, if your order number ends in a 7, you get an extra 50 grams of tea. If your order number ends in 77, which right now is 15 people away, then you get a full one of these cakes, right? That have been aging for a long time and that I'm drinking right now and actually taste really good. Like, they're great. They taste really, really, they've aged really, really well. And I forgot to mention, if you order $250, above $250, you get one of these. 1 second. You get one of these. 1 second, I'm just getting them here. Oh yeah, here. There's some over here as well. So you get one of these. Yeah. So there was an idea where I was going to go, probably not one of these that are this big, because it's kind of big, but certainly the ones that are about this size. So if you spend more than $250, you get one of these, sort of some Taiwanese river jade. And these ones here, these are sort of the bigger ones. If you spend a lot of money, you might have already gotten one of these, because I've been sort of sending them out to people every once in a while. People that are wonderful people that spend a lot of money on tea. Oftentimes, you might find one of these in your order. Sometimes somebody will be like, "What's this? What did you send me?" I'd be like, "Well, that's some jade. If you don't like it, then you can either throw it out or give it to somebody else." But yeah, if you spend more than $250 on your order, you will get a cheeky little piece of jade. And I'll put that in the email as well. So the way it works is you've got 20% off of everything with the code 7. If you got 7 at the end of your order number, you get an extra 50 grams of the 2024 Pear Mountain Oolong, the Fall Pear Mountain Oolong, which is right here. And the aftertaste, I haven't had this tea, obviously, for very long. It's been sold out for a long, long time. And the aftertaste of this tea, it's a reason why I love this tea. It's amazing. And I found 1 kilogram and a bit of it the other day. So I don't know how many orders we're going to get. Anyways, I'll figure out something else to send you if we really get over 200 or I guess 250, 300 orders. I highly doubt that. Anyways, I've got 5 of these tea cakes. I highly doubt we're going to get 500 orders. So that should be fine for the tea cakes. And if you spend more than $250 on your order, you will get a piece of jade. Now, it'll probably be around this size, right? I probably won't be sending the big old pieces of jade. But, it's funny. you know, one of my most important rules in life is you always got to have plan B. And my plan B is or was some jade. And thank you very much, Lao Shi. Thank you very much. I appreciate your well wishes there. And 7 years, a wonderful 7 years. Thanks to all the people who have supported my family and Mountain Stream Teas. And yeah, what are we at? So orders are coming in. I'll try and get out as many orders as I can today. Like I said, I have absolutely PTSD during the sale from the sale that happened in 2020. Remember too that in 2020 we sort of knew that what was coming, and then they shut everything down. All right, 2020 they shut everything down right now on March the 20th. They shut everything down, and then there was also like Russia invaded Ukraine and all this around this time period. So I've always got these things, you know, when the sale is on, you don't sleep for 3 days and you pack up the teas and you send them to the post office and you get it done. Right. So that's what's going to happen over the next couple of days. Absolutely 100%. That's what's going to happen over the next couple of days is you wonderful people out there are going to get your tea as fast as possible if you make an order. Because that's, for some reason, the powers that be like to do stuff during this time period. And that year, the 2020 year, it was the scariest because, you know, tourism turned off, right? Back then, my main source of income was Hualien Outdoors, which was my tourism company. And tourism turned off. And I'm like, okay, I'll do tea. I've got the tea set up. I'm going to do the tea. And it was 2 years in. My goal for changing from tourism to tea was about between 3 to 5 years. It was 2 years in. And I was like, okay, let's do it. We gotta roll it up. And then the sale came in and I'm like, yay, it worked. And then they're like, the world is ending. Everything shuts down. And right at the sale. So I will be working hard to get all those tea packages out there for you. Just placed my order. Super excited to try some great new tea. Well, Miss, I don't even know what gender to use for the Misfit Ghoul. So, anyways, Misfit Ghoul, thank you very much for thank you, Mr. or Mrs. Misfit Ghoul, Mr. or Ms. Misfit Ghoul. Thank you very much for the order, and I certainly hope you enjoy the tea. I certainly hope you enjoy the tea. Like I said, again, the the code is 7. If you got 7 at the back, you get an extra 50 grams of tea. If you got 77, which is what, 12 orders away, then you will get a full tea cake that has been safely and nicely aging in the tea room. 250 grams, you get the whole cake, and it will be sent out to you wherever in the world you happen to be. Even if your order is small, if you got 77, you're getting the full tea cake. If your order is large, you're also going to be getting over $250. You're getting one of these guys right here because it's fun. What is the most unique note you personally picked up in a tea? That's an interesting one. I would say garlic. I would say garlic. And not even roasted garlic, like spicy, fresh garlic. And that one was from a tea I did not buy. I did not buy the garlic tea, but it was a white GABA. Now, you're not really allowed to have a white GABA. Like it shouldn't happen. A white GABA tea doesn't make any sense because a white tea is placed and dried, whereas a GABA, you need to oxidize it sort of in an oxygen-free fermentation process. Anyways, it gets complicated, all those words, whatever. The point is, you have to have it in an oxygen-free space. And it was fresh, spicy garlic notes. That was the strangest and the only time I have gotten fresh, spicy garlic notes from a tea. And it was, like I said, I did not buy the tea. I did not buy the tea. I have since had white GABAs, right? So I've since had white GABAs, but they didn't give me garlic notes. They did not give me garlic notes, but that's a great question. I don't think I've ever been asked that question before. What's the most unique note you've personally picked up in a tea? But that one for sure. There are more pleasant ones, right? So like right now there's a grilled blueberry note that we had on the live stream the other day, which was the Mutsa, the competition Mutsa. Right, and so there was sort of a grilled blueberry note. Did I say garlic? Grilled garlic? No, grilled blueberry note, and that's kind of fun, right? I've definitely had blueberry notes before. When you've got the purple bud teas, oftentimes you get those blueberry notes or grape notes, blueberry notes in there with the purple bud teas. But I've never quite had the grilled blueberry note. And as far as I know, it was a Jintren, but the competition Mutsa was certainly not a purple bud tea, but that was quite unique as well. Kind of nice. But yeah, I think we're just about ready to go right now. I'm going to go and start packing up the teas, the orders that came in. Obviously, thank you very much for everybody who ordered. To recap, let's see. Here we go. We got these teas right here. So you can see they got the aged feel on these guys, right? Right, the aged feel on these guys, which is wonderful. And so these are about 10 years old. And if you got 77 at the end of your order number, you are getting a full one of these cakes that have been aged for 10 years. I got barbecued meat notes on the aroma of the road. Yeah, you could say in a good way. Yeah, there's certainly barbecue notes that have come through on some of the teas, but I've realized now that especially with some of the smoked pours and from China, actually that's not a particularly rare note. Barbecue is not particularly rare. It happens, right? It definitely happens. So yeah, but it's I don't know if I'm going to get the road in again. I should get the road in just because it's such a controversial tea, right? It's just the most controversial tea you're going to find. And people like controversy, right? People like controversy. That particular source of teas is not my. No, I'm not going to say anything. I just haven't bought tea from them for not my favorite place to buy the teas. But the road is such a unique tea. It's the only place in the world where you can get sort of a tea like that. And I don't really want to be taking one of the other sort of really high quality GABAs on the site and roasting the crap out of it. But who knows? Maybe I will. It's a very fun educational tea. It is absolutely a very fun educational tea. It's quite a, like I said, controversial tea. It's like you have an opinion about the road, right? You have an opinion about the road, and it's quite a fascinating tea. But that's about it for now. Last call for questions about anything. We had a great question from the Misfit Ghoul over here, which is the most unique note you've personally picked up in a tea, which of course is fresh garlic, right? Did not buy that tea, but it's a, it was, I've never had it before or since. Garlic in a tea. And for the 100th time, the code is 7. The email will be going out sort of probably tomorrow morning, right? Taiwan time. So in about 12 hours from now, that's when the email will be going out, probably 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. The code is 7, right? So the code is 7, and the sale is live. If you got 7 at the end of your number, you get an extra 50 grams of the 2024 Pear Mountain. If you get a 77, you're getting a full cake. And yeah, it's really, really good. This tea, I mean, it's sort of quote unquote old. But I stored it well, stored it in the fridge. I just forgot about it. This is the Pear Mountain, and the aftertaste is so good. I hope my buddy is okay up there, but I should definitely send him a message and be like, Jayo, go for it. I hope everything's going well. I hope they are not losing their springtime harvest with this weather, as it is brutal. It's the coldest spring we've had in a long time. But looks like my cat is meowing at me because she needs a drink, and she only drinks from the faucet. So I got to go turn on the faucet really low so she can get a drink. The most spoiled life force in our house is the cat. But wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for coming in and joining. Thank you for the support over the last 7 years. It's been amazing to be able to do this job, and I'm happy to sort of give back. 20% off of everything, free tea, jade. If you got over $250 in your order, you get a free piece of jade. And I certainly hope you have an amazing morning, night, sleep well, have a great day tomorrow or the rest of your day today, wherever in the world you happen to be. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next live stream. I got to go start packing tea.